Hey guys, this is Canadian Phantom here, and for today's video, I just want to do a total recap of E3 and the two main games that have really shocked me. So, E3 this year, a lot of people were upset because of, the PS4 and the Xbox 720. They didn't do so good. The people were expecting stuff, but it didn't happen. But I've already talked about that in another video. So, moving on. People were wondering about all the big companies to come out with cool games, but they didn't follow through. And a lot of people were disappointed because some of the bigger ones like Black Ops and games like that, like Battlefield 4 and all that, they did not do well. People weren't really excited about that, and people are I think they're starting to become more multi-game related. They don't just play one sort of game. Like, I just play Call of Duty. They play a bunch of them. And two main games that have just came out, they haven't come out yet, but they put trailers there, have shocked everybody. Number two, this is the second best, I would say, would be what it is called is The Last of Us. And what The Last of Us is it's like a game. They had one come out maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I remember, and I was watching during the live stream. I never played the first one. This is number 2, but they say that it has a huge fan base. Whenever I was watching the live stream, I was checking out below, and everybody, even before they announced the name, everybody was screaming, "Oh my God, it's The Last of Us! Finally, number 2 and all this." So it's gotta be a pretty popular game. And as I've said, I'm not really I haven't been into games for very long, so I'm sort of new to this, and it's made by Naughty Dogs, which makes some very good games. So, and the game, it really feels like a mix of Far Cry. Well, Far Cry I don't really know a lot about, but it's kind of like Uncharted and Far Cry mix, where it's a lot of gun shooting and a lot of exploration. And from the trailer of it, the live demo, everybody was flipping out about it. There's been huge talk about it. Everybody loved it, and they just thought that it was a totally awesome game. So now moving on to the number 1 game of the year for me and for most people is Watch Dogs. And Watch Dogs, nobody has ever heard of them. They're made by a new company. Well, it's Ubisoft, but Ubisoft Montreal, and it's a new game, basically, a new series. Nobody's ever heard of this, and they've been working on it for 2 years, and they're just releasing the first tiny bits. They debuted the first bits of it at E3 this year, and it just surprised everybody. A small group of a small series, basically. They undermined everybody what they were expecting, and overmined, I should say, and they got very good responses. So what the game basically feels like, you're in a city, and it's VGA kind of thing, with the maps. You can explore the city and do all this stuff, except you're not really hassled like you are in VGA. People will call your cell phones and you gotta go do this. You can sort of do what you want, and alongside, if you want, you can go into your mini map and you can do explorations and the storyline. There's one to it, but this game's a little different because what it does is it lets you be a hacker in it. And what you can do as this hacker is you can go onto any little thing in the entire city. You can go on every single little person's cell phone. You can go through little buildings. You can go through every single camera in the entire game. And oh my God, it must have taken them 2 years. People were gasped. I was absolutely flabbergasted. Flabbergasted is an awesome word. Whenever I saw this, during the live demo, it is completely this is a humongous game, and it is just looking phenomenal on how you can do that. Personally, I don't really like this type of game modes, but I was still shocked just to see this, and Watch Dogs, just for that, is the number 1 E3 game of the year for me, for E3 2012. So, yeah, that sums up E3 2012 for me. And can't wait till next year's E3. Hopefully I can go to it. Wasn't able to go this year because still in freaking school. Got exams coming up in a week. But I'm sure to be going maybe in the next year or two. I want to go there so badly. Probably next 2 years from now, I'll be in college, and if you don't know, college ends in around April, so I'll have a bunch of free time where I can go to it and maybe do a video about it. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. This is Canadian Phantom saying out. Peace.